This is Gurucharan Das Adipu, lecturer in Marketing Management, Government City College, Hyderabad. Today we will discuss organizational behavior. First, introduction to organizational behavior. Right, organizations are social systems. People who are responsible for managing them need to understand how they operate. Organizations are a combination of science and people, technology and humanity. Unless there are qualified people to design and implement, the technique alone will not produce desired results. Human behavior in an organization is quite unpredictable. It is generally concerned with thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions of the people working in it. However, it can be partially understood in terms of framework of behavioral sciences, management, and other disciplines. There is no idealistic solution to organizational problems. That is why it is rightly said that the success of organization depends upon the efficiency and effectiveness of the management. And the effectiveness of the management depends primarily on its human skills and how well it understands the needs and desires of the people working in the organization. Okay, now we'll see organizational behavior is the field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, groups, and organizational structure have on behavior within organization for the purpose of applying that knowledge towards an organizational effectiveness. Right? With this definition, organizational behavior is we can mention three elements in it. Organizational behavior is an investigative study of the individuals and groups, the impact of organizational structure on human behavior, the application of knowledge to achieve organizational effectiveness. Right? Organizational behavior is directly concerned with the understanding, predictions, and control of human behavior in organization. Right? And we have different definitions here. Organizational behavior is a subset of management activities concerned with the understanding, predicting, and influencing behavior. In organizational setting. Right? This is given by Chalan, Fleener, and Kutcher. Organizational behavior is a branch of science, social science, that seeks to build theories that can apply to predicting, understanding, and control behavior in work organization. That is Raman J. Alder has given. Another definition given by Newstorm and Davis is organizational behavior is the study of application of knowledge about how people act within an organization. It is a human tool for human benefit. It applies broadly to the behavior of people in types of organizations. Right now, we'll discuss the characteristics of OB. From the output definitions, we will assign some features to organizational behavior. One is behavioral approach to management. Organizational behavior is the part of all management which represents the behavioral approach to management. Right, organizational behavior has emerged as a distinct field of study because of the importance of human behavior in organizations. Right, and second is cause and effect relationship. Another characteristic of OB is cause and effect. Human behavior is generally taken in terms of cause and effect relationship and not in philosophical terms. Right? It helps in predicting the behavior of individuals. It provides generalizations that managers can use to anticipate the effect of certain activities of human behavior. And we will see third one is organizational behavior is a branch of social science. It's a branch of social science. Organizational behavior is heavily influenced by the several other social sciences, namely psychology, sociology, and anthropology. It draws a rich array of research from these disciplines. And fourth characteristic is the three levels of analysis. Organizational behavior encompasses the study of three levels of analysis. Namely, they are individual behavior, inter-individual behavior, and behavior of organizations themselves. This field of organizational behavior embraces all these levels as being complementary to each other. And another is it's a science as well as art. Organizational behavior is a science as well as art because the systematic knowledge about human behavior is a science. and application of behavioral knowledge and skills is considered as art. Organizational behavior is not an exact science because it cannot exactly predict the behavior of the people in the organization. That's why it's not an exact science. At best, a manager can generalize to a limit, okay, extent in many cases. He can generalize to some extent, but not whole. He has to act on the basis of partial information. That's why the manager has to act on the partial information. He didn't get any full information regarding the behavior of the people. That's why we call it as a body of theory. Another characteristic of OB is a body of theory, research and application. Organizational behavior consists of a body of theory, research and application, which helps in understanding the human behavior in organization. All these techniques, okay, help the manager, which we are using to solve human problems in the organization. And another characteristic is beneficial to both organization and individuals. Organizational behavior creates an atmosphere whereby both organization and individuals are benefited by each other. A reasonable climate is created so that employees may get much needed satisfaction and the organization may attain its objectives. And another is rational thinking. Organizational behavior provides a rational thinking about people and their behavior. The major objective of organizational behavior is to explain and predict human behavior in organizations so that a result, okay, yielding situation can be created. Another, okay, we'll discuss factors that are influencing organizational behavior. Okay, there are 4 key elements we consider for this. Okay, one is people and the other is structure. Okay, third is technology and fourth is environment. First we will discuss these. Okay, 4 key elements. Among 4, one is people. Organizations are run by the people and people make up the internal system, social system of the organization. Right? These are run by the people, organizations are run by the people and they are formed by the people itself. Internal social system make up by the people only, by the people consist of individuals and groups. Okay, people consist of individuals and groups. The groups may be large groups as well as small groups, formal, informal groups. Okay, official and unofficial groups. Groups are dynamic in nature. These are formed, changed, reformed and disabled. People though have much in common, yet they differ from each other. There can be no set or scientific formula for dealing with the human beings, right? And managers have to deal with the employees with their individual differences. We should always remember that the survival of organizations depend upon serving their people and keeping them happy, right? In managing people, the manager have to deal with the manager have to deal with individual employees who are expected perform the tasks, okay, allotted to them, and dyadic relationships such as superior subordinate relationships, groups who work as a team and have the responsibility for getting the job done, people outside the organization system such as customers and government officials, okay, also influence. People of today are not the same as people of yesterday or the day before, because the world is dynamical, okay, dynamic in nature. As per the changes that took place in the external dynamic world, people will also change. A new labor force has emerged and the management must change its leadership practices to match the new challenges. Some of the latest changes in labor force are decline in the work ethics. You will find everywhere decline in the work ethics, rising emphasis in leisure, self-expression, fulfillment and personal growth, decline in automatic acceptance of authority, increase in the desire for participation, autonomy and control, very fast obsolescence of skills due to the technological environment. Today technology may be outdated tomorrow, okay, and new technology is introduced in such a way, very fast obsolescence of skills, okay, which you are trained for the present technology. Refraining or retrenchment of manual workers. Retraining. Sometimes we may need to retrain the manual workers, okay, to adapt according to the changes in the technology. Increased concerns for security due to downsizing and outsourcing, renewed emphasis on money as a motivator. Managers of today have to be prepared to deal with all these changes and trends, and they have to adapt themselves to the system. Human behavior is always caused. There is always a cause behind every human act or behavior. The manager must know the cause to solve the problem. People are living, thinking, feeling, beings. They are feeling beings, right? They have thinking because they are alive. The management has to treat them with dignity and not like other economical tools. They are not missions. They are human beings. They have feelings. They can think. That's why we should not treat them as missions. We should treat them as with dignity. And the other is structure organizations. Okay. Another is structure. That is, organizations are social systems. In every organization, two types of social systems exist. One is formal and the other is informal. The formal relationship of people in organizations is called the structure. Different jobs are required to accomplish the goals and objectives of the organization. Different people perform these different jobs and at a different level. These people have to be related in some structural way so that their work can be effectively coordinated. These relationships create complex problems of cooperation, negotiation, and decision making of the managers. Right? The organizational structures are also changing with the passage of time. Nowadays, a recent trend of flatter and leaner organizations you will find to lower the costs and to survive in the global competitive environment. The organizations have to resort to downsizing and restructuring the organizations. For that purpose, they are adopting mergers, acquisitions, and joint ventures make the structures even more complex. Organizations are moving from traditional structure to team-based structures. Several organizations are experimenting with part-time, temporary, and contract employees. Right? Another is technology. Technology provides the resources with which people work and effect the task that they perform. The type of technology used in organizations has a very significant influence on the work relationships among individuals and groups. The major benefit of technology is that it allows people to do more work and that too in a better way. On the other hand, it also restricts people in many ways. Managers nowadays are understand tremendous pressure. Okay, managers nowadays are under tremendous pressure to maintain delicate balance between the technical and social systems. Another factor that influences OB is environment. No organization can exist in vacuum. All organizations have to be operate within an internal and an external environment. An organization is a part of large system that contains other elements such as government, the family, the society, and other organizations. All of these elements mutually influence one another in a complex way. Organizations are influenced to a large extent by the external environment. Environment influences the attitude of people, affects working conditions, and provides competition for resources and power. Organization is thus the effect for which environment is the cause. Hence, environment also becomes a key element in the study of OBE. Right? And now we can see the important factors that influence the organizational behavior. Individual behavior, personality, perception, attitude, values, culture. All these will have influence OB. And leadership traits, communication alignment, and organizational goals, mission, vision, objectives will also have influence on them. Organizational culture and values, interpersonal relationships, organizational structure, environment, economic, social, political, and legal. Technology, organizational changes. These will have influence on OB. What are the goals of OB? Now we'll discuss. Role and importance of OB. Under what goals? The main goals are objectives of the OB are 4: describe, understand, predict, and control. First we'll describe. The first objective of OB is to describe systematically how people behave under a variety of conditions. If the managers can achieve this goal, they can succeed in communicating about human behavior at work using common language, right? And second is understand. The second objective of OB is to understand why people behave as they do so. It will be highly frustrating for the managers if they are if they see the behavior of the employees, talk about that, but not understand the reason behind those facts, right? The managers have to learn to probe the underlying explanations, right? And the third is predict. The third objective of OB is to predict, okay, the future employees behavior. This is a very important job of the manager, to predict how a particular employee will behave in a particular situation. Example, who are the employees who will send their leaves on day, which are supposed to be hectic or difficult. If the managers succeed in this particular objective, then they can take preventive actions, right? And another is control. The final objective of OB is to control, at least to some extent, the human activity at work. Managers have to improve the performance through the actions they and their employees take, and OB can help them in the pursuit of their goal, right? And another is role and importance of the organization behavior, right? OB, role understanding the human behavior. Organizational behavior is concerned with the understanding and describing the human behavior in an organizational setting. It seeks to shed light on the complex human factor in organization by identifying the cause and effects of the human behavior, right? In this regard, we have first understanding human behavior. Organizations are people, and without people there would be no organizations. If the managers are to understand the organizations in which they work, they must first understand the people who make up the organizations, right? Organizations Organizational behavior is the tool which helps the manager in understanding human behavior in all directions in which the human beings interact, right? This is most important, right? Now this understanding human behavior is we can study in 4 points. That is in the individual behavior. In order to understand the human behavior, we need to study the individual behavior. The main focus of behavioral science is on the study of individual behavior. It tries to analyze why and how an individual behaves in a particular way in a given situation. The behavior of individual is affected by a number of psychological, social, and cultural factors. The job of organizational behavior is to integrate these factors to help in understanding human behavior. And another important factor of OB is interpersonal behavior, right? Interpersonal behavior. This is behavioral science, right? Second is interpersonal behavior. This is behavioral science also provide means for understanding interpersonal behavior in the organizations. In organizations, two persons' relationship are inevitable. Man cannot continue solitary sedentary life, hence two persons' relationship must. Interpersonal interaction represents man's most natural attempt at socialization. By studying the behavioral science, the managers can understand themselves and the others better. This will help in improving the interpersonal relations also. The techniques generally used for studying interpersonal behavior are study of perceptions, right, and role analysis, transaction analysis. We will discuss in the latter chapter all these. And fourth is group behavior. Hawthorne studies have proven that an individual behaves differently as an individual and as a member of the group. His behavior is often modified by group norms. Group behavior has a synergistic impact on the performance. Group information, behavior, and interactions are studied in course of organizational process. Management can use group dynamics for better communication, effective leadership, and building high morale. Intergroup behavior. Organizations consist of large number of groups, which leads to complex of relations. It is very important for the manager to understand the group's relationships, the cooperation, coordination, and conflicts within the groups, influence performances. Organizational behavior helps the manager uh, in achieving cooperative group relationship, though interaction, rotation of members among groups, avoidance of win-lose situation, and focus on the total objectives. Okay, and now we'll discuss influencing the human behavior. Is what are the influencing? Leadership will influence the human behavior. Leadership, motivation, communication, organizational change and development, organizational climate. We will discuss each and every topic. That is, first we will discuss leadership. Leadership helps in the management in bringing human behavior in tune with the organizational requirements. An organization must have effective leadership for its survival and growth. The leadership theories are perceptually accepted by an organization for smooth performance of their activities. There are trait, goal, and situational approaches for development of leadership. An organization can achieve success only with the right type of leadership. A complete leader uses all human and physical resources at maximum levels for achieving the organizational goals. Leadership serves as a link among the individuals and group and various other aspects of the organization. We will study leadership as in another chapter. Okay, we will go through what styles of leaderships we will study. Right, and now we will go for motivation. That is another important influence of OB. Motivation is an organization. Okay, in an organization is essential for ongoing work. Human beings work not only for money but also for getting the job satisfaction. The job of a manager in the organization is to get things done through others. He will be successful in his job when he can motivate his subordinate to work for organizational goals. Organizational behavior helps the manager in understanding the needs and desires of subordinates and other factors which affect their motivation. The monetary and non-monetary awards are used as an incentives to motivate the subordinates. And third is communication. People come in contact with each other through communication. Thus, communication is known as the building block of the organization. To achieve organizational effectiveness, the communication must be effective. Behavioral science helps in improving communication. In the organization, the communication process and how it works in interpersonal dynamics is evaluated by behavioral sciences. Okay, organizational behavior analysis the factors that affect communication so as to make it more effective. Organizational change, another is organizational change and development. Organizational development is needed for the change and development of individuals. Organizations have to undergo changes as a result of social, technological, political, and other environmental factors. The organizational change and development are successfully handled by the use of behavioral science knowledge, and change can be introduced through group dynamics, proper education of employees, through effective communication. The benefits of success, change should be highlighted, and information should be shared with all those likely to be affected by the change. And the last one is organizational climate. Okay, organizational climate is the sum total of all the organizational situations affecting human behavior. Organizational behavior views organizational climate in totality rather than merely improving physical working conditions or increasing employees' satisfaction by changing isolated work process. Organizational climate is the creation of an atmosphere of effective supervision. The opportunity for organizational climate, the opportunity for the realization of personal goals, good relations with other at the workplace, and sense of accomplishment. Organizational climate thus takes a systems perspective and affects human behavior. Organizational behavior creates an atmosphere of participative leadership, two-way communication, adequate compensation, and better equipment for the job. To conclude, it can be said that organizational behavior is an exciting field of study which can help the manager in effective handling of human resources for the realization of organizational goals. Especially, it helps in understanding the behavior of the human beings. Okay, right. Now, historical development, organizational behavior. We'll see. Okay, according to most of the estimates, organizational behavior emerged as a distinct field of study around 1940s. However, its origin can be traced much further back in time. The great philosopher, okay, Greek philosopher Plato had written about the importance of leadership. Another great and respected philosopher, Aristotle, had addressed the topic of persuasive communication. In 500 BC, the writings of uh, Chinese philosopher Confucius and okay, Confucius has stated emphasizing ethics and leadership. In 1776, Adam Smith advocated a new form of organizational structure based on the decision of the labor. He used the pin manufacturing industry for okay. Example, though Adam Smith was an economist, but his book Wealth of Nations, okay, published in 1776, and emphasized on the economic advantages that organizations and society can reap from the division of labor and work specialization. Right? The work of Adam Smith was further supported and expanded by a British mathematics professor, Charles Babbage, in 1832. He expanded on the ventures of division of labor by saying that economies from work specialization should be as relevant to doing mental work as physical work. Nowadays, we take specialization for granted. Okay, so we take specialization for granted among professionals, the doctor, lawyers, professor, okay, so on. But it was unheard of the 19th century England. A Welsh entrepreneur, Robert Ows, is an important name in the history of OB because he was one of the first industrialists who argued for regulated hours of work for all workers, child labor laws, public education, company supplied meals at work, and business involvement in community projects. He was more than 100 years ahead of his time when in 1825 he recognized how the growing factory system was demeaning to workers. Okay, 100 years after Adam Smith, German sociologist Max Weber wrote about rational organization. He also initiated the topic of charismatic leadership. Soon after Max Weber, F.W. Taylor introduced the systematic use of goals, goal setting, and reward to motivate employees. Okay, Taylor sought to create a mental revolution among both the workers and management by defining clear guidelines for improving production efficiency. The principles of scientific management, as well as the other papers that Taylor wrote, spread his ideas not only in USA but also in France, Germany, Russia, and Japan. Henry Fayol defined the universal functions that all managers perform and the principles that constitute good management practices. Max Weber developed a theory of authority structures and describes organizational activity based on authority structures. The people side of organizations came into limelight in the 1930s mainly as a result of Hawthorne studies. These studies led to a new emphasis on the human factor in the organizations in the late 1950s. People like Abraham Maslow and Douglas McGregor proposed the organizational structures and management practices had to be altered so as to bring out the full production and leadership theories offered by David McCallum, Fred Fielder, Hertzberg, and other behavioral scientists during the 1960s and 1970s provided managers with greater insight into employee behavior. Okay, with this, I conclude the session of organizational behavior. In the next class, we will discuss. Okay, in the next class, we will discuss perception and attribution of the people. Okay. perception and attribution of the paper. Thank you for listening patiently. Right. Bye.